There it is, folks. Exile their library. -2. Goodbye. The last 6. We definitely do this because they're going to take a lot of damage. So we hit them for 2, which is actually 4. We go to our end step and we're going to hit them for 8. Because 2, which is really 4. Dude, look at that. Big damage all of a sudden, right? So let's just plus. Don't gotta do anything fancy here. Let's just get in a nice little swing. Okay. And we will create a demon so that we don't lose our life. We actually gain the life. Drawing 2 cards, yeah, just so much value. It's just so incredible. Yo, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking the video. I really do appreciate you. Most of you have probably seen this deck. It just got first place at the World Championship. This is obviously a chopped and screwed version. Now, there's a couple different reasons why I changed some things. I'm not saying that I'm better than the World Championship. That's not at all the truth. The truth is, I only had 1 Archfiend of the Dross, and I have no more rare wild cards. So, I think that this deck, adapted for that reason, makes a lot of sense. This is mostly, by the way, I'll just start from basics if you've never seen it. This is mostly an Unholy Annex deck. I also only had 3 of this, and I think it's fine to have 3. I think 3 makes a lot of sense. This card's obviously great. So much card advantage attached to a 6/6 flyer for 5 mana is really good. It's like 2 cards in 1. Both halves are very good. So, yeah. I added some more Faeries, because what's interesting about that deck, some more really notable things, is that deck was playing Spell Stutter. So, right, it's more, it costs more to stop the counter for each fairy that you have. So I actually added a couple more Faeries that I think are actually one of the better changes that I made. Now that deck was actually playing 3 Anoint with Afflictions, so we copied that. Their deck was playing 2 Shoot to Sheriffs, I believe, and they were playing 4 Go for the Throats. So we changed things just a little bit. I have 1 more Shoot to Sheriff because this is the best of 1 ladder. I don't think there's too many outlaws. But we did run into a situation where we were against Unstoppable Slashers, and this is an assassin. A lot of people are playing this card, so there's one that you have to consider. But I think the Shoot the Sheriff's fine, and we're just trying it because I never really played with that card. Now, we copied the Duresses. 4 Duresses in the 1-drop slot. Duress is great in main boards, and you saw that it made a big difference at the World Championship. So we copied that. We also copied the 1 cut down. So, we have 4 demons in the 4-drop slot. Just 3 are changed to Alcazotz, which I think is fine. Our 3-drop slot is definitely a little different. They were hardly playing many 3-drops other than Unholy Annex. In fact, I can't even remember one. So I think that we sort of filled that slot pretty well. Halo Forager is one of the other fairies I added. Now I think this is good. I think this is good in this deck because you can recast your instants and sorceries. You can sort of scale that, whether that's just casting this for 4x's 1 to copy another Duress. Usually that'll be pretty good. I've had a lot of success with the card. In the video, it didn't really get a shine, but when I was testing this build before, it was really, really good. I like this card a lot, and it adds justification to the Spell Stutter. Yeah, Anoint with Affliction is just played because there's so many cards that you want exiled in today's format. I think 3 is fine. I think that we have enough removal to make it work. Now, I'm also playing, I guess the other fairy would be Sleep Cursed Faerie? Yeah. It enters with 3 stun counters, nice little mana sink. It does have War too, and it is a 3/3 flyer. So I guess it makes sense, and it just sort of synergizes well. And of course, Faerie Mastermind with Flash is always a great card. And if you're against slower control decks, you're drawing extra cards, which is really, really good. And again, you're just drawing so many cards with Unholy Annex. So, cool stuff. Because we're playing Alcazotz, we're also playing Slasher, as I pointed out a little bit earlier. Obviously, you win the game if it connects, and also the Rush of Dread combo. If for some reason you haven't seen this, you can make them lose half their life. And with Alcazotz, well, that's all their life. So, very easy win con. So we have the Alcazotz stuff to win the game out of nowhere. We have the Jace Doomsday combo in our back pocket. One thing that I noticed that I found interesting about that deck is, like, they played a decent amount of blue mana, so sometimes, like, you do need the 6 black pips. So I think that, like, realistically, especially if you're going to against a discard deck, you can rely on reanimation spells. So I'm actually playing 1 Live or Die. Now, this card isn't amazing by any means, but I think that, like, every once in a while, because we're not playing too many creatures, right, in the deck. So every once in a while, you really need to destroy a target creature. That could happen. So I think the upside there is it's fun to try. Let's give it a shot. I think it's an okay card. And yeah, this is mostly to get back our Alcazotz or our Dross. Maybe a Halo Forager, because it is 3 power in the air, which is okay. But other than that, just nice little reanimation spell. And actually, Black Sun's Twilight has been, you know, a lot of people don't like this card, but sometimes for 6 mana, getting something back while removing something is actually a lot of value for one card, sort of packed together. You have to cast it for 6, which at that point you're hopefully casting your Excruciator. Or you're casting like a 4-drop and a 2-drop removal spell. But it's a good card. It worked out a lot for me, and the minus can be pretty good, especially against Heartfire Heroes and Scamps, right? Love that. But yeah, just to bring back an Alcazotz feels nice. And again, if you can get your Excruciator that way, feels good. So that's pretty much the deck. I mean, like, it's pretty straightforward in a way. You know, I knew about this being a strong archetype, but a lot of people gravitated towards Golgari. So it's interesting that Dimir won. Yeah. And of course in the sideboard, like, you'd probably play the Destroy Enchantment 3-drop black spell. I forgot what it is. What other cards did they play? They played like some interesting inclusions. They even had like one Outrageous Robbery, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we're a best of 1 channel here mostly. I've been meaning to get into best of 3, so hopefully I do that more. I'm also thinking about Historic. I've been saying it a while, but I'm planning to finally play some Historic eventually here. But great deck. Let's see how we do today. I have at least 3 games for you. I'm including 1 loss against Rabbits to show you that Rabbits can, even though we had like some good removal earlier, it's just like a lot of Rabbits early. And we really didn't get a great hand. So sometimes that can happen. So the deck's not invincible. Obviously these changes probably aren't better than the original deck. So if you're really interested in that list, Javier Dominguez, I believe his name was, you can just type World's 30 top deck, right? Or first place deck. You should find it within 2 seconds. So if you're super interested. We have Restless Reef in the mana base. Decent enough card. It's 4 power, 4 toughness. Has Death Touch too. Decent. Couple Surveil lands. This is another way of putting Excruciator in the bin if you get really lucky. And then you can bring it back with like Live or Die, so a turn early. Because again, 6 black pips is a little tough. So that's sort of why I went that way. And I think 5 blues works out nicely, but it always does suck when you get like a bunch of blues. So you're like, well, this game I'm probably not casting Excruciator. But the deck just wins. Removal, flyers, value with your Annex. This also pings for 4 because of Bloodletter. Don't forget that. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you for being here. The support recently has been incredible. So thank you so much. All the likes, all the comments. You guys are very interesting people. Very smart, good Magic players. Probably better than me. So regardless, though, I love that communication. I'll keep making deck techs when Foundations releases. I think it'll just be a great standard. I'm excited for it. I'm a little scared. 5 years is a long time. But hey. Alright, guys. Hopefully you check out at least 1 game. I love ya. See you in the next one. Thanks for being you. I don't care what they say about you. Alright, so first game with our adapted first place deck. You know, I don't know if I'm doing things correctly. But I think we thought through it a good amount. Now, this hand is not so bad, but it's also not so good. No creatures, no Jace, but we do have the Unholy Annex, which is the main centerpiece of the build-around. So we're leaning more into Faeries than that deck did, because it's mostly a demon deck. What's really nice about this card that a lot of people overlook is, yeah, it's basically 2 cards in 1. For 5 mana for a 6/6 flyer is not too bad. So we did get our 1 Archfiend of the Dross, which is good. So the first place version had 4, which makes a lot of sense. Definitely counter this. Goodbye. Okay. I think we just slap down the Annex. I think that makes the most sense. Start drawing cards, which is really what allows this deck to function, because it doesn't have a tremendous amount of like closing power, if that's the right term. Rush of the Dread's a little expensive. They're probably playing another Deep Cavern Bat at some point. I think it has to be Rush of the Dread. Okay. Alright. We could slap down our Dross. It probably gets removed. Same with Jace. But we could start plussing the Jace, which could be kind of serious. I don't like the idea of losing the dross right away. But let's try it. Okay, we draw a card, gain the life, and they take the 2. So it just starts pinging them, especially with Bloodletter, which we're playing, which that deck wasn't playing. We can start doing 4 damage a turn with this, which is really, really good. The Sleep Cursed, one of my other inclusions, not too shabby. So I think we lead with this, and we'll slash you. I think that feels really good, actually. Okay, we're back to losing life, but, you know, we're budgeting our life in this deck, and we're playing a lot of removal so that we can't lose out of nowhere kind of thing. Yeah, we will pop the Sheoldred before we take the ping. And we can cast Jace anyway, which should be the way I would say. Now the Anoint with Affliction. Okay, so we're going to do this though. We're going to take our 2. Budgeting our life stuff. Now that this doesn't have attack, the block is very awkward for it. But they take it. So we got rid of the Tiny Bones. Our Jace is growing. Okay, so the Excruciator. Yeah, this is an insta-win with Jace, as long as we can cast it. We do have 1 blue mana here, so we're actually 2 blacks away. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I probably talked about it in the intro, is I always found it a little interesting because that's sort of like a backup, and they're drawing so many cards with Anoint that you can get to that point where you usually have like 7, maybe 8 mana, then you can finally cast it, unless you get really lucky. So we can cast this for 5 to bring back... Do we have anything? Oh, no, we don't. Oh, yeah, we have Dross. Huh. Let's do this. Okay. We could have possibly untapped the Fae. I don't think that matters too much. Okay. I want to wait for Black Sun's Twilight. This is a little awkward because, right, we can't really kill that, but let's do this. And we can always just untap our Fae, if nothing else. Drawing 2 cards is crazy, and there's one of the black manas we'll need. So we can play for that win con if needed. Discard a card. Now, Anoint is a little awkward because, well, they have no cards in hand. So let's get rid of Duress. They have no cards in hand. So we'll get rid of Duress in that case. We could kill the whatever, what's it called? Bloodletter. Which I don't know if I said already, but I think that's one of the better, you know, it's definitely a great replacement for Dross. It's not like the same aim as the World Championship deck. And obviously the World Championship deck knew what they were doing. But let's untap the Fae. Okay. So now we're in business. This is untapped. So we are 1 away. This is also really good. We don't necessarily need it, though. Like, if we cast it, yeah, but they're going to block the slasher regardless, right? So, let's just plus. Don't got to do anything fancy here. Let's just get in a nice little swing. Okay. And we will create a demon so that we don't lose our life. We actually gain the life. Drawing 2 cards, yeah, just so much value. It's just so incredible. Bandit's Talent. We can get rid of the Anoint, I suppose. Makes sense. It's one of the more interesting inclusion, but Exile is just so good right now. So yeah, we slap down the Excruciator, and we have it. And we have it. We exile him down to 6, and then you just minus Jace for... You only have to do -2, because it's 3 times, you know, X for 2, right? So times 3, 6, and then they go to draw a card, and they lose. Not only that, we could just go for the Thrower thing. We can Halo Forager to cast any of our instants or sorceries back from the graveyard. Like, it's really good with Duresses and all of our 2-mana removal. So that was a good showcase there. I mean, just works out. You got that Demon you can unlock. The Slasher, I think, is a cool inclusion. All these cards are cool inclusions. Halo Forager is my favorite inclusion, to be honest. But yeah, good stuff. We could reanimate something if we really need to. Yeah, I like it. Human music. Okay, so game 2. Pretty similar cards here, which I like. I like that we got Black Sun's Twilight twice. I think it's an interesting inclusion. We can definitely play for the 3rd mana. We just got to get a little lucky here. But we do have some earlier spells to cast, which is nice. So we could possibly cut down something and duress here. Yeah, we'll definitely get rid of Valley Quest Caller. I think that makes a lot of sense. 3rd mana feels good. Let's duress. Yeah. Okay, so Sheltered by Ghosts is more annoying. Yep. We will do that, and we will chill. I think that makes a lot of sense. Because this will take out the Unholy Annex. And we don't really have a way to deal with it. Like, we have a way of dealing with creatures eventually. So absolutely destroy that. Okay. Cool. Good stuff is occurring so far. Do we chase and start plussing, or do we Unholy Annex and start drawing cards? I don't know in this situation. It's a little tough. We could also just Slasher. No, I think that card advantage is worth it. We gotta start getting our lands. Okay, that's good. That's good. We don't really have like a super efficient play next turn, but it doesn't really matter. They didn't go for the Scry. We were tapped out. Free Scry. Okay. So what we should do here is we should Black Suns this. It is instant speed, but let's just do it before anything super fancy happens. Because we're going to take a lot of damage and probably die otherwise. I think we have to do that. It's mana efficient. Yeah, we're going to take 2 here, which is ugly. And they have 7 damage on board. And let's see what they lay. Okay, they have 8 damage on board. Probably 9 damage on board. And the Shelter. That might help us out. And now I gotta pay 2 mana for that. But it could just be goobed. Could just be goobed. Yeah, because... Yeah, I mean, this has trample, so we have to remove it. And yeah, there's no way out of this. There's no way out of this. Alright, GG's. GG's. Good rabbit deck. Well curved. Nice hand. Alright, game 3. I'll probably include the rabbit loss just to show you that it can get run over by some of the faster aggro decks, which makes sense. But I think in the World Championship context, it's a little different, right? The decks are a little bit more predictable. You have sideboard options because it's best of 3, and yeah, at least I think so. I'm like 95% sure that's how it operates. We'll just leave with this because we're cool. We'll show them we're Dimir right away. Like, what's up, bruh? Commercial District? Say it ain't so. Yeah, we untap land. Because, yeah. Probably just go for the throw something here. Most likely. Okay, nothing. That's actually really good. So, yeah, we'll definitely just lay this. I don't like that it's Gruul, because we could take a ton of damage out of nowhere. But it looks like a slower hand from the opponent, so we'll take it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm, like, dying over here. I hardly drink Red Bull, so when I do, it's like a big moment. I've been trying to quit for many years. Okay, the ramp action. I love Heap Harvest. This was in my Doppelgang deck. Absolutely goes bananas. Yeah, we have to Bloodletter. We'll gain life instead. We'll establish board presence, and we'll be mana efficient. Next turn, depending on what they lay here, we have options. I actually don't mind the mana so much, especially that we're drawing cards. Unholy Annex is just so good, dude. This is just such a good card, being that it comes with a creature for 5 mana attached to an already good card. Okay, Zendikar. I was wondering if I should hold up my mana to counter something. They might be going for a Tali or something super ridiculous here. So, in that case, so this is what we do. We definitely do this because they're going to take a lot of damage. So, we hit them for 2, which is actually 4. We go to our end step, and we're going to hit them for 8. Because 2, which is really 4. Dude, look at that. Big damage all of a sudden, right? We have the Spell Stutter. Goodbye. Come again. Got him. Good game, folks. Okay. All right. That was a quick one. I like it. You know, it's cool stuff. So we'll probably do one more because it was so quick. The Dross, which is a 4 of typically. The Shoot the Sheriff I always found interesting because there's not too many outlaw creatures, so it makes sense. There's probably more artifact creatures you'll come up against than outlaws, in all honesty, especially at the higher levels of play. So, cool stuff. I think we got to play one more to show it off. We had the option of creating 2 demons too, which is great. Spell Stutter coming in clutch. Alright, one more. Alright, should be the last game of the video, probably. The hand is okay. It's okay. Yeah, we don't necessarily need to cast this on turn 3. So we should be able to get something else to lay, I would imagine. We have a removal spell to buy some time. I like that we have 3 blacks. Because again, that Excruciator, if we could ever cast it. Well, that's not very fun. Yeah, they took the Akla. Okay. Guess that's fine. No biggie. No biggie, no biggie. Alright. A blue would be cool. But Unholy Annex would also be cool. Is this an outlaw? Assassins are outlaws? Bro! Well, you learn something every day. Perfected Mind. Let's go. Goodbye. No damage for you, sir. Cannot lose half my health. Oh, no! Another slasher! No! Does there a 1 mode? Sacrifices half their creatures rounded up. Oh. That's okay. But no, we just Layer Slasher and just plus. Jace is getting bigger, putting pressure on. Yeah, we can just play for the Excruciator win con here. Oh no! Now that's a problem! Maybe we should have Rush of Dread. Dude, are they really... Is Assassin really outlaw? Are we really in this situation? I didn't think this was going to come up. In all honesty. Untapped. Or tapped, rather. Yeah, we have to do this, right? That's fine. That's not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think so. Not me. Couldn't be me. Alright, cool. Slow him down, buy some time, recover. Get our shmanas down. I mean, we are 1 black mana away from winning on the spot. So let's go for it. Oh no! It's a Shouldred! We have to just play for the Excruciator, right? Don't we? And we don't have anything, so I could shoot the Sheriff here. Just in case, yeah. Just in case, yeah. Watch, we get it. No, we don't, so that's fine. Forger would be kind of nice, but we could also go for drawing a card here. No, we have to plus in case they lay like Alcazotz. I think it makes sense to hold the Spell Stutter. over the Forager. I think. Yeah, that's fine. We don't care too much. We don't need to counter that. Just trying to imagine. I'm trying to predict what they have. Ooh, the top mana. Oh my. Oh. Oh. No, we're fine though. Jace is just shutting these guys down. We can Halo Forage for 2. Oh no, wait, they're outlaws. That's right. Okay. Okay. Decline. We could have cast Shoot the Sheriff if we wanted to, but we hold the Spell Stutter, and they have to pay 3 because this is a fairy. So we're in good position. Yeah, we block. Absolutely. Just in case anything weird happens. Is that it? Boom! There it is, folks. Exile their library. -2. Goodbye. The last 6. It's Jover! It's Jover! So yeah, you know, like we chopped and screwed the World Championship deck. I think we thought about it. I think that Halo Forager didn't get a shine in the video, but I think it does make a lot of sense. Even if it's just like a 4-mana play where you're casting another Duress. You could have imagined that Shoot the Sheriff would have been good there. But also the Spell Stutter holding up was a good play too. Faerie Mastermind didn't get a shine too much either, but it is just a flash creature with 2 power, which is always decent. Almost can act as a removal spell in some situations. And yeah, just drawing that extra card if you are playing against a more controlling list. Because you got to remember that the World Championships is a very different context with very different like strategic considerations in mind. I can't obviously imagine. I've never been to Worlds. I'm not good enough. Probably. Who knows? Maybe one day if I keep falling in love with the game. Who knows? You never know. Alright, but yeah, the Excruciator is cool. Jace gets to do its thing. We're shaking, we're baking. The amount of value we got from that Jace, tapping these guys down. So in combination with lessening creatures' attacks, and just playing a bunch of removal, if we had Unholy Annex on the field, just getting so much card advantage, it's just like really good. It's just like a really good deck. It makes a lot of sense that something like this won. I was just a little surprised. I thought that like the Gruul Prowess stuff would really just stomp over. And you saw in the Rabbits game in the video that the deck can get stomped over by just creature. If you don't have the right hand too, it's just a little hard to deal with it. A couple Sheltered by Ghosts. You know, I thought like the Azorius Enchantments list would destroy something like this, but I don't know. Guess not too many people were playing it, and it's just a little predictable. It kind of makes sense, but I don't know. So anyway, I hope that this inspired you a little bit. Not that this was a totally original idea. Of course, I knew about Jace and Excruciator. Heck, I made like 2 shorts about it and like another main video mentioning it. But yeah, cool stuff. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Really do appreciate it. I will catch you in the next one. Stay solid. More deck techs coming. I'm excited for Magic Foundations. I really am. I think it's a great product. I think a lot of cards are being introduced. By the way, I did release a video like top 20 cards, but I think I misunderstood. I heard one of the people I watch a lot, they were like, yeah, the set is pretty much already all revealed. And I took that like very face value. And like usually in most sets at this point, we would have had it all, but this is a larger set than usual. And they released that like jumpstart stuff. I guess like half of that is legal and standard too. There's like those pre-con decks. I don't know actually what's going on with the product, to be completely honest. But see you in the next one. Bye guys. Have a great day. Love you. Take care.